क्या हालचाल? Are you married now? No,
क्यों
basically, we did the first episode was with Dr.Anaya Joshi.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't seen that, please go and check it out. सही बोला ना मैंने हर्ष? ऐसा ही मेरे को call to action करके audience को क्या करना है? Okay, so welcome back to Chaar Vichaar. We are back here with Dr.Anaya Joshi.
Again.
And if you haven't seen our previous conversation, please go check it out. है ना? Audience यहाँ से वहाँ करना is very important in this world of social
Shorts
media.
and social media. So, on that note, why a complete rejection of social media, Vidar Joshi? Why? Q.
हाँ, it's been what 6-8 months
Yes.
now that I've stopped Instagram, Facebook because I was addicted, like everybody is.
So, instead
More or
of
less.
working on the addiction part, why
What?
you rejected it completely?
I didn't stop because I was addicted. I stopped for some
A
other
reason.
other
I
reasons.
know. I know. Let's not go
And
there.
yeah, let's not go there because if we go there, then how will we come out? तालियां होनी चाहिए इस बात पे सबको कॉन्टेक्ट सच्ची तालियां नहीं but I stopped because of some personal reason and then I was like okay I'm getting a lot of time to just sit think also the thing is that I am not taking very unconscious external stimulus like in the middle of the night I'm not watching let's say a cooking video because at that time I'm like oh this is very interesting this recipe is very interesting but then if you just take a step back and think about it मुझे भी देखना था क्या कुकिंग वीडियो ये मेरा डिसीजन था क्या नहीं था ना मतलब वो तो मुझे एल्गोरिथम जहाँ ले जा रही है वो वहाँ बट फॉर सम वर्क आई रिसेंटली लॉग्ड इन एंड आई हैपेंड टू क्लिक ऑन द रील्स फॉर 15 minutes I was lost in that world again because that constant dopamine hit with that external stimulus na it is created in a way where you just get there is a very interesting documentary on Netflix called Social. It's basically the people who have created social media are interviewed and how the social dilemma or social dilemma something like that. And how they have now stopped using it because they are like this is not what we wanted
Yes,
to
you
do
mentioned
create.
about it. Yeah.
So it's been great but also at the same time you get a lot of pressure from your team that you should join social media because work happens over there and they've been extremely supportive because they then keep posting things on Semicolon Films Instagram Semicolon Films podcast Instagram पे follow कीजिए हमें तो but yeah it's been quite good on the other hand you have been extremely active on social media I've seen you stress out कि I'm running out of content and I'm revamping some old footage which is good but I also think you have why
Good, bad, doesn't matter. See, what I think is anything that is man-made is going to have favorable and unfavorable consequences, both. Any damn thing, okay? Whether we, disconnect from social media or we break up or make any decision of life, unless and until...
okay then नहीं go on it's fine
Unless and until we work on the real issue, okay, the external decisions are I find it very senseless rather. Okay, it helps to an extent to वार लिया.
नहीं it's fine
हाँ,
but
so,
sometimes
one
working
thing-
on the issue takes effort no sometimes people don't want to do that अरे
Okay.
people don't want to work on issues na
Yeah,
it's
very
easier
true.
to just
very
quit
true, and it has
and
nothing
leave.
to do with the context that I just made. Yeah.
it's social media related
Yes. So I was saying, okay. So social media too has obviously and its unfavorable consequences on your mental health and on your physical health and on the time that is an irreparable loss. But I always feel it always depends on the mind that is producing an action. We always look at the action. ये क्या कर रहा है? ये क्या बोल रहा है? ये क्या सुन रहा है? Don't focus on the action. Who is doing it? Okay, that creates the entire different path of वो कौन सा bubble effect या क्या बोलते हैं?
domino effect
Domino effect. So, for me, social media has taught me a lot It has helped me a lot in terms of discovering myself. Abhi, for example, when I used to talk before, if you see 2021 ka videos, I have no control over my hands.
Okay.
I talk a lot. I used to talk a lot with my hands and no control at all. When I saw myself on camera, on screen, okay, I noticed it and it made me aware of that thing. It helped me read and understand the minds of the viewers, which otherwise, and this is the easiest way, don't you think? I don't have to travel anywhere. I don't have to go anywhere. Addiction part or anything that is not working in my favor, if इतना भी ह्यूमन हो के खुद का कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है, इतना भी खुद पे ये नहीं कर सकते ना, तो फिर we are not supposed to be called as the most evolved species on earth. So why not use everything that we come across as a tool instead of running away from it, and once we are done doing it, हाँ, if अब जो हो रहा है इन जनरल कि लोग पागल हो रहे हैं कि लाइक नहीं मिल रहा है या इट इज अफेक्टिंग अ लॉट, तो यही तो जख्म दिखना चाहिए ना उसको ठीक करने के लिए, फीवर आना चाहिए ये समझ में आने के लिए कि अंदर कितनी गंदगी भरी हुई है. सो यू कैन टेस्ट योरसेल्फ टाइम एंड अगेन. ओके, if you have other means to do it, that process, then that is okay, but there should be the right context of accepting and rejecting things. That's what I feel. You can always utilize anything for your betterment.
Correct. But I still feel there are better ways to do the same thing.
Yes.
There are immense amount of benefits that are there when you are on social media. A lot of people have made careers out of this.
Yes.
Gotten a lot of things to learn, etc., etc., etc. But at the same time, the invention of Facebook and how the evolution happened of the entire social media realm of things has at the same time changed the way we are functioning as society and as human beings to an extreme degree. Now, for example, we went to Ghoda art festival, right? So our film was getting screened over there, and before that we had some time. So we're just taking a walk, and there are a lot of art installation and a lot of people have come from all around the country to sell different things, etc., etc. So some 500 people were there on that road, right? Many art installation and everything. Nobody cared about what it was. It was just about taking pictures. Everything is about taking pictures. Day before yesterday, I was talking to Yoshita. So we walked from a cafe. We came outside, and she was like, "I didn't have my phone with me," so I felt a little odd. Yes. It has become a part of your body. Again, we can go into the conversation of body only, we don't own, etc., etc. But plus this external thing. So I'm saying it has become a way of being now. You don't see things. Every moment that happens, it needs to be captured. Everything.
Yes.
And no matter what, the moment a camera comes up, moment shifts. Humans change. You behave a certain way, right? Because you are performing.
Yes.
Even right now, we try to be as raw as possible, but we are still performing.
I agree.
Right? So that's
what's the solution then? I mean, instead of, the question is again that only, instead of complete rejection of something, what can we do about it to utilize it without harming ourselves to an extent? One more thing, क्योंकि ना हर कोई ये सब कर रहा है. See, I would like to say this thing again, I think controversial. I used to think a lot about your field in particular, and your field, I mean, in saying this in general, about filmmaking and media industry. So for me, the concept was कि whenever you do something, कुछ अच्छा करते हो, तो लोग आपके पास आते हैं, आपको एक platform provide करते हैं, एक mic provide करते हैं. But what you people have done, I think this is the biggest industry right now in terms of money and fame all over the world. I think so. आप लोगों ने अपना प्लेटफॉर्म खुद क्रिएट किया है. I always used to think about it. खुद ही लोगों तक पहुंचो. आपके पास शुरुआत में कोई लोग नहीं आ रहे हैं. You create a platform, you set up a camera, you reach out to people. धीरे धीरे you are ruling the minds of people in every, मतलब अच्छा बुरा, I'm not saying that. That from there this idea came, why not create your own platform? But the problem is now, since everybody has a platform, you should see what people, I mean, it's fun and at the same time very disappointing.
अरे सर,
चल रहा है बीच में हाँ हाँ
Where do we start from?
Since now everyone has this platform, you should see how fun and how disappointing at the same time it is to see a lot of people doing what they are doing.
Yeah.
So the point being कि it's good that things are getting revealed. It's good that everyone is able to see, and since सब लोग अपना प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, सब लोग कूद रहे हैं इसमें, आई ऑल्सो नो दैट आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट हैज ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग दैट पीपल आर गोइंग टू गेट बोर्ड ऑफ इट, राइट? कि बस हो गया, अब ये नेचुरली आएगा और खुद के अवेयरनेस से आएगा. सो अगेन इट्स अ वेरी ऐसा ग्रे एरिया है, ब्लैक एंड वाइट नहीं है. You said a lot of people are making career out of it, right? And I myself as well, being very naive, very like zero knowledge of it, I would say, मुझे तक को भी बहुत सारे opportunities मिले हैं because of what I do. It is not going in vain, basically.
Correct.
Of course, at very like primitive levels, but it is happening. Talking about that, what does success mean to you? For you.
I'll track back a little bit. What also has happened, because you also spoke about the field filmmaking has become very democratic now. Because
yes.
everybody understands what an edit is, what a shot is,
Yes.
how you compile things together.
Wasn't it a shock for you that you saw me doing it sometime?
Yeah. And like people from remote villages are also now
Yes.
able to do this, and a basic idea of how a film is made, it's out there now,
Yes,
right?
it is.
I hope it changes the way we make films, but not sure. Again, that's a different conversation. Yes, a lot of people have made careers out of this, including what we are doing right now. We will put this up on social media. So anything I say against it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it's a game like life. We have to play it. We are playing it. I was not playing it well when I was on social media. A bouncer came. I ducked, right? And never felt like coming back. Now I don't feel like coming back. I also like the sense of not knowing everything. It's okay when I'm a little unaware about, let's say, world affairs. A lot of people tell me, I of course keep myself updated about what is happening by news. Let's say, a lot of different applications
But
are
why
there.
social
Yes.
media?
What XYZ person is doing in their life, I am okay now with not knowing it.
Right.
And it's not in context of any specific person in general, because what happens is then by default you start comparing yourself. Right? The first tendency is to compare yourself. So I've also realized that I'm more peaceful now. I don't wake up and because everyone I see wakes up and first thing is clicking on Instagram and just seeing what is happening. It has become a thing. कि उठ के सीधा first thing is Instagram. So when I deleted the app, till like for 7 days I used to wake up and just tap, and there was nothing there.
वो phantom limb होता है ना.
हाँ, it's like your muscle memory बन गई थी.
Yes.
People see the understanding. So we recently went to a concert. I don't want to name where and what, but over there a performer was on stage and like let's say 200-300 people were cheering for him. He said stop, they stopped. He said jump, they were jumping. Right? He was not being a dick about it. He was just having a good time with everyone. And I was thinking, just this much amount of power as a human being that fame gives you, keeping yourself in check is so difficult now. You understand that power trip? Imagine how much, and people who are extremely popular and still very grounded, hats off. Genuinely hats off. Because the thing is,
you once mentioned about playing a game called as Shasan.
Yes.
And you understood that this when you're tested, it's only in the real situations when all your beliefs and philosophies and your thoughts are tested.
Correct.
So that
my whole political ideology was put to question after that game, because the thing is, in that game I was taking the most radical decisions which were against my political opinions to win a game, a board game. And then I imagined the politicians who are doing XYZ things, whatever, I'm not talking about anyone. For them, what is at stake?
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
Of course they'll do the things that are needed to
to
fix
remain
things.
in power. Yeah.
So we can't fix the politicians. We need to fix the society.
That is the point I was making. We need to fix ourselves and let the social media reveal the problems that we have in ourselves. So anyway, but I think we both are
What
not
do you mean by that?
the problems that we have, that anything can addict us, that anything can rule us, anybody can change our opinions, everything. Okay, and when dumb people are given platform, what they do, everything
Fair.
is revealed. I mean I think that's the best part. दिखना चाहिए
But
लोगों को
it
to
also
change
gives
it.
you an insight about कि ये specific region में this is what is working. You also understand कि this is what people want. It's like when you go to watch a
yes
terrible Bollywood film and like, so we all, like all my friends are from the same college, we have studied films, etc, etc. We're all like ये क्या चल रहा है, and the whole theater is laughing and you're like, okay, this is what is working, then maybe I'm doing something wrong or I'm at the wrong place or something. It just puts you in. So वो it's a quote from Manto ना कि मेरी कहानी तो बस एक आईना है और अगर if you can't read my stories, there's something wrong with the society because I'm just providing a mirror. But for that to happen again, people will have to think before dancing onto the trending audio.
The thing you said, that when you see a certain group appreciating something or agreeing with something, and when you do not agree to that thing or you don't like that thing, वो validation का question आ जाता है कि मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, इनको अच्छा लग रहा है. If the same people are providing fame and success to you, again वो खुद पे आ जाता है कि अच्छा followers तो हैं लेकिन ये हैं, ऐसे हैं, तो मैं कैसा हूँ या मैं कैसी हूँ.
Correct.
So I would like to talk about this for a long period of time, and this stems out of not a good space, self-validation only. Fame used to mean success
To you.
To me. Not money, no bangla, no गाड़ी, even survival needs नहीं, कुछ नहीं. If आप कितने भी बड़े तुर्रम खा हो, but if you die and nobody knows, okay, तो
Still bugs you.
हाँ, it's still dying as nobody, and this is so contradictory to what I said in the previous podcast, that I'm nothing, I don't identify. This is there. So it still shakes me that मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है, सब दुनिया तो चलने ही वाली है. But still what I really chase, and I did not know it consciously, धीरे धीरे समझ में आया that fame means success to me. Still
it's the degree of difference you have made. That's what something I realized. So your existence, the moment you were born, things in the universe have shifted because it did make a difference. It did make a difference. If you were not there, if your existence didn't happen, a lot of things would have been different.
Wow.
Right? Now, how you measure the impact of it? Because you cannot calculate what would have happened if you were not there. For example, somehow you figure out that if I didn't exist, this entire space where we're shooting right now, it's in Thane. Just imagine, somehow you managed to calculate that Thane would have been destroyed because you were not born, then this happened, XYZ war happened and Thane was destroyed. Because your existence was not there. Now your existence is there and Thane exists. Right? So I'm saying the degree of impact your existence has on the universe, this existence, because you cannot calculate it, and fame makes it tangible and real, that this is my impact. कि लोग मेरी बात सुन रहे हैं, this change I have made. That's why it looks like success.
Okay.
It's not coming from being insignificant. It's coming from the degree of significance in tangible form. That's what I think.
Okay. Identity, once we were just randomly discussing, he had written some script on this topic. So this he once asked me, Anaya, what does the word identity mean? So that was such a a hit. Identifying with something which means किसी चीज से समान होना. But all we are trying to do is तू मुझसे अलग कैसे है? That's what, create your identity, identification means to be identical to something, right? you become something else, you relate to something else, and हमको बोला जाता है हमको. So about this, no, a lot of things that we say, we don't either mean it exactly the way we say it. Okay, then हम लोग cover up, अरे मतलब समझाना यार, मेरा मतलब समझाना. अरे but वही बोलो ना जो तुम समझाना चाहते हो. So articulate it rightly.
हाँ,
put it.
मतलब it's whatever you ask कि what does this mean? डिपेंड करता है. अरे बाबा, डेफिनेशन का मतलब डेफिनेटिव मीनिंग है उसका. इट डेफिनेशन मीन्स दिस इज व्हाट दिस वर्ड मीन्स. दैट्स हाउ कम्युनिकेशन वर्क्स, राइट? अगेन, आइडेंटिफिकेशन विद समथिंग इज व्हाट आइडेंटिटी इज. सो यूनिक आइडेंटिटी doesn't make sense because then you are what you are saying. I don't identify with anything. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm nothing. And if you identify with nothing, then that is also still identifying with something, right? So yeah, it's very interesting. It comes from the word idiom, which means alike, exactly like something. So I now this, I don't want to get into that conversation right now, but I identify as this has become a thing. So then just break it down that your identity is association with something, and it cannot be a standalone thing, because that's what it means. Also, when I was researching about it, it's a dynamic thing.
Don't you think this accept the way I am myself, be yourself, वो जो हो रहा है, and so defensive. See, if at all आपको अगर लगता है ना कि यहाँ पे आप
criticize a few thoughts, ज़्यादा हो जाएगा थोड़ा. हाँ.
जैसे अगर कोई आपको क्रिटिसाइज करता है फॉर एनीथिंग, नॉट अ सिंगल बिट ऑफ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, सडनली एक डिफेंस आ जाता है, दिस इज मी, एक्सेप्ट और लीव इट. अरे
लीव इट.
Find a partner who lets you be the way you are. अरे but why? How will you improve? आपको कुछ ऐसा नहीं चाहिए आपकी लाइफ में, कोई ऐसा नहीं चाहिए जो आपको कुछ पॉइंट आउट करे. हाँ, लेकिन I am not in favor of roasting wala criticism, okay, mocking someone. I am not at all in favor of that, because if you have good intentions to change somebody, it will reflect in the way you do it. So trolling और जो सब हो रहा है आजकल, अगर सच में इंटेंशन कुछ चेंज करने की होती ना, तो बोलने का तरीका, जो वर्ड्स यूज किए जाते हैं, वो सच में अलग होता. So I think constructive criticism is extremely important. You have no idea when you strengthen I so much what happens then, because when आप rely नहीं कर सकते, वो आपको मुंह पे ऐसा तमाचा मारता है ना at some point in time, बाद में हमको लगता है हाय ये मेरे साथ क्या हो गया, मैं तो ऐसी नहीं थी. अरे you wanted to be me. Now that me has become Shalya. For in your case,
Shalya means?
Shalya means okay. So it's like a कांटा, अगर body में कांटा रखा हुआ है, so it will keep giving you pain, discomfort, etc. So you have to remove it out. So something that becomes painful to you, then something that becomes harmful and troublesome to you is called as Shalya.
Okay.
So we are like
but
so
yeah,
much of
this is also like there are stepping stones of how you become relatable for acquiring fame. There are a lot of things. Speak about mental health. Be yourself, love yourself. You should be so I've seen people, friends, acquaintances speak about mental health. You should talk about this, that. When it happens in their immediate space, no, people back out. People don't give a fuck about mental health. They don't give a fuck about it's always dur se na, objectively you care about mental health issues. When it's the person right next to you,
yes,
then
you
it becomes
run away.
Yeah, because उस पे तुम story नहीं डाल सकते हो ना. Then you fuck off. And it's very true. So what I'm saying is कि don't do it. Just don't do it. No, it's okay. If you can't handle someone else's mental health, or you are not that aware, or you don't want to break it down or help someone out, I understand. That's also your end of how you have been, etc. Don't put it up. Bro, calm down. I've seen people's political opinion change in a span of a week because they made a quick opinion, put something out, then they realize ki just because this person said it, I said it out loud, but now this person is saying something else, so I have to change it. And no acknowledgement of the previous opinion whatsoever, right? Which is okay. What I'm saying is just acknowledge it. Right now, whatever we are saying, all of this might be complete bullshit in like next 2 years for us as well. And we genuinely say it. Whatever we say it's again captured in this time and space. It is dynamic. It might shift. So, and that's the sign of you have evolved, right?
Exactly. The changing ये तो
It can happen that I do find a way to navigate my way around social media and understand what it is for, how I can use it, and my opinion will shift.
Of course, yes.
Because if it won't, then I will also go into the philosophy. This is me. I should just accept me like this. Sorry.
भावुक
हाँ, but it's very, very stupid. Sorry.
इतना सब्जेक्टिव अगर हम लोग जीने लगे और सडनली ये सब होने लगा तो बहुत केओस हो जाएगा, बहुत केओस हो जाएगा. सो ऑफ कोर्स एक सम पॉइंट के लिए यस वो थोड़ा होना चाहिए कंट्रोल एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स.
Which is why the whole idea of justice
Yes.
not being true. Because we're so subjectively किसी ना किसी पे तो injustice होगा ही.
Yes.
But in order for the society to function, there has to be a sense of objectivity. And what I also think is that people are craving fame. This has been there forever, but now it has become possible. It has become a possibility, right? And people are ready to do anything and everything just to attain that fame. So the amount of power trip it gives, बहुत सारी चीजें, as you also accepted the fact that it's always there. Success and fame go hand in hand. I also feel that I went to Pondicherry. I met a person who used to be something in France, used to do a good job.
Okay.
He left everything, came to Pondicherry, started his own farm, and he serves organic food. It's a cafe. A lot of people come there, eat. And that's what he chose to do. Pondicherry, there's a small part, it was in Auroville. Even like a remote area of Auroville. And that just shook my idea of, oh, this can be a thing, right? You don't always have to become famous or rich or a certain way to become successful. He was happy, bro.
I have been told by a lot of people whom I consider to be my well-wishers कि छोटा मत सोच यार अनया, मतलब बड़ा सोच. ये क्या होता है? But what I genuinely feel is unless and ये जो बड़ा होता है ना, वो तब सोचो when you're clear about what subtle and basic and सूक्ष्म things are. जब बड़ा सोचते हैं, बड़ा कुछ करने जाते हैं, बड़ी चीजें डिजायर करते हैं, तो वो अकेले मुफ्त में नहीं आती. There come a lot of consequences with it. But पता है प्रॉब्लम क्या है? अगर मैं बड़ा कुछ करने के बाद ये सब फिलोसॉफी झाड़ू, ओके, कि मिनिमल रहना अच्छा, हाँ, सो इट इज वेरी एक्सेप्टेबल. बट उसके लिए मुझे खड्डे में कूदना पड़ेगा, तब तक कोई नहीं सुनेगा.
A famous star said it, no? Don't become a philosopher, first become rich, then become a philosopher, which I really disagree with.
So,
I'm like,
in this entire journey, I spent.
Superstar said it.
I know.
You know. Yeah.
I know.
But okay, good. He is. But again,
So,
it's credibility की बात है ना.
If a superstar says that भूल जाओ रात में, मतलब अच्छा खाना, healthy food, भूल जाओ कि restlessness बिना भी जिंदगी हो सकती है, ये सब भूल जाओ, then what's the point? Like अगर कोई एक सामान्य सा डॉक्टर आके तुमको ये सब एडवाइस देगा, कोई नहीं सुनेगा.
Correct. It's credibility. Credibility is associated with that. Like if I make
so
make
go
an
on, spend your
film,
time, money, energy, everything. Okay.
Correct.
Waste it, do whatever, and then understand it. Understanding it before starting the journey, I think has no value. At least right now.
Correct. So we randomly covered a couple of things.
Yes.
But we are also
one thing that I don't remember.
हमारे टॉपिक्स डिसाइडेड थे, तुम्हें लगा सब कैजुअली हो रहा है, बट हमने सब लिख के रखा है दोस्तों. बट एनीवे, वी आर रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम. बट हाँ, इन कंक्लूजन, थिंग्स विल चेंज, things should change, opinions will change, opinions should change, evolve, and so should a person. So yes, don't become extremely harsh on yourself all the time, but
Thank
don't
you.
also become like I love myself the way I am, because everybody's fuck all, including us.
Yeah.
That's what we are, terrible people. Let's start at that point. And
Start
that the
from wherever
journey of
you are.
becoming better and better and better should always be in progress. Because I've accepted this one fact that you might not find all the answers, which the first start having questions, but then you won't able to find every answer possible. Answers do exist, but you might not have the toolkit to access them. And one day you'll suddenly die. Okay, so for example, there are 10 questions. and you are like कि पर यार मर ही जाना है तो क्यों इतना मेहनत करना है, so you will die on question 0.
Okay.
But if you start the journey, you might reach question 10, you might die on question 6, but it's still better than dying on question 0. You're still on a journey. It's always a journey, and there will be a full stop.
Since we
But
don't.
till then, there should be a semicolon. Very bad brand integration, no? Sorry. But anything else in conclusion?
In conclusion, the way we are taught in biology, कि cell is the unit, functional and structural unit of the entire body. I think families are the structural and functional unit of the entire world. हम सबको दूसरों को change करना है, सबको एक दूसरे से problem है. Society is this, society is that. जब तो change तभी होगी जब हम यहाँ से शुरुआत करेंगे. And when we try to change the family, फिर आगे बात आती है पहले खुद पे. ठीक है, सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट टर्निंग इनवर्ड्स एंड अगर हम सब खुद में बिजी हो जाएं, अपने मुंह को थोड़ा सा ताला लगाकर खुद को चेंज करने में, तो आई थिंक बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम.
Isn't it ironic you said this on a podcast कि मुंह पे ताला लगा है?
हाँ, बट एक बार तो आर्टिकुलेट करके बोलना पड़ेगा.
Correct.
Right. So,
but I'm just saying, it's okay to call out each other and ourselves. है ना? Just be aware. It's the conclusion I'm saying. The whole thing, because he's saying कि भाई
बस
लो अभी इतना लंबा तुम्हारा कौन सुनेगा, तुम नहीं हो शाहरुख खान. So in conclusion ये है, अभी वही बोल दीजिए आप कि चार विचार हमारा पॉडकास्ट है, उसे लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब किया जाए and press the bell icon to never miss an update from Semicolon Films podcast.
You guys can decide किस चीज को entertain करना है. So if you find us a good thinking human beings, show and express that you want to encourage us instead of liking cheap content.
Thank you so much. Mother. That's a story for another time. See you guys in the next episode. नहीं मैं समझ रहा हूँ यार, बट वो जब बातें ऐसी हो रही है ना तो फिर वो बहुत प्रीची लगता है. क्या लगता है आपको? प्रीची लगता है?
अब बंद करें ना.